Y'all, this ain't sweater weather. This is sweaty weather, okay? So made with extra long, stable cotton, Bombas socks are the key to feeling light on your feet in the summer when it is just so hot, all right? I like to get in my nice mental health walks here and there, but I do not want to be walking around in this Los Angeles heat with a thin sock that's just full of sweat. Luckily, Bombas will save that, okay? Bombas athletic socks are engineered to wick sweat, so you stay blister-free and dry in the heat. Plus, you not only feel good about that, you feel good about doing something. For every time you buy, Bombas donates a clothing item to someone who needs it. In fact, Bombas has donated over 100 million clothing items to date, all thanks to your purchase. And if you don't like that purchase, don't worry, because if you don't love your Bombas, they give you a 100% happiness guarantee. That means hassle-free returns and exchanges. So get my favorite socks. Get in there. Get that arch support. Get that sweat wick, baby. And get ready to get comfy and give back. Head over to bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/TMGW and use code TMGW at checkout.
This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. I think we're rolling.
I think we're rolling on several cameras. You guys, if you are watching this on YouTube as opposed to listening, we are trying some new stuff with cameras. Don't freak out. Everyone hates change.
Everyone hates change. We announced that we were going to try cameras last week, and everyone was like, don't lose that main angle. And it was like, oh, wow, okay, I do get it. I get the feeling of like, oh, you're all in a room together. But also, guys, we've been on TikTok. We see how podcasts are launching.
They want to see pores.
They want to see, I know, that's the thing too, that it's like, as soon as we get nicer cameras, the sacrifice is that you're going to see everything.
You're going to see it all, and I'm worried about it. You know me. I roll up here. I just roll out of sleep, tumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, and then come back here. So I attempted to put on like a little makeup today.
Nice.
This is where I'll learn how bad at makeup I am.
Nice. Or you'll get better. Who knows? Let's speak positively about ourselves.
You know what? We've got a new candidate. It's all about optimism and hope now.
Right. It's a Kamala phenomenon.
Honestly,
I saw Tyler
social
post
is
that.
so fun.
And yeah, this is when Twitter, honestly, in the last 2 weeks, has truly been like good Twitter.
Also, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Now, this might make me sound incredibly elder millennial. Mm-hmm. Has Charlie XCX always been such a big deal?
This is what I was going to ask.
I knew we were going to be on the same page.
And I meant to do my research. What's Brat? What's going on?
Okay.
And also, does she know what those Roman numerals stand for? What do they mean? XCI.
Oh, isn't it XCX? Charlie XCX?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. It has to be an inside joke or
XCX. Yeah.
XCX. I'm sure we can Google that. So Brat, God, wow.
Yeah.
I can just hear Gen Z switching this to the Giggly Squad or something.
Yeah. Well, here's the context that I get. I get that it's
the name of her album.
The name of her album, and the gays are wearing Brat shirts. The green is iconic color.
Well, it's just, and I think there's been they said it on CNN. I don't watch CNN, but they said it the other day where like, it's the definition of brat. It's like an unapologetic girl who kind of does what she wants and like, you know, makes mistakes or whatnot. Okay. So it's being like, let's have a brat summer. Let's have a fun summer.
All I could think about was like the bratwurst industry.
Oh my God.
Has to capitalize on this. Let's have a brat summer.
How is Hickory Farms not pounced on this?
I know. That intern over there better be click-clacking on that keyboard making some real dumb, wholesome memes.
Brat Summer?
Brat Summer.
I would wear a lime green shirt with just a brat on it.
The Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. Get in on this.
Well, they had a wreck.
I know. Guys, thank you for continuing to tag us in everything that the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile does. I was like, oh, I got tagged on TikTok. Oh, of a CNN report of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile sideways on a highway outside of Chicago.
I mean, God bless, but the amount of DMs I get that are like, they're hiring drivers. And I'm like, you guys, I'm 40 years old. They specifically say this is a great job right after you graduate college.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I just learned how to parallel park. I don't need to drive a Wienermobile.
Did you learn from RuPaul?
No, but I did see RuPaul posted that, and I was like, wow, they're really expanding what the social media
Honestly,
is of the universe.
everyone was like, this was the best way to learn this. Why was this so helpful? And it genuinely was so helpful. There's a TikTok of RuPaul teaching people how to parallel park, and it's like so straightforward and informative.
It really, they don't teach it like they used to. And also, should RuPaul just be doing a series of video? Like, I don't know if I want RuPaul to teach me how to do taxes, because RuPaul also does fracking.
Yeah.
So I don't need like all life lessons from RuPaul. But some simple ones like that. You know what I mean? Like, RuPaul, how do you keep from getting like blisters and heels? Things like that could be just useful info that
100%
RuPaul would be the master of.
Is there a way to stand in heels that is better for your body in some capacities?
Yes.
Like, is there a certain position that you should be taking to make your hips less painful?
You know, because I think I'm going to have sciatica problems.
I know, we watched the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders documentary, and now I'm like, my hips will probably need surgery.
Well, we're not doing jump splits, but I tell you what, I don't think it's normal to just wake up with hip pain, and I do.
Yeah, well,
How did we get to this part of the conversation?
because we're Brat Summer, Brat Summer.
Okay, so anyway, as you can see with the new angles on YouTube, I've had 3 lime walls in this back house the whole time. We've got cornhole behind Grace.
Yeah.
We've got a bicycle, a spin wheel, and
All kinds of
color guard rifle behind me.
Yeah, one of those Magic Eye posters.
Listen, I'm a Brat Summer. I am in a brat existence.
I did see that Charlie XCX was like, I don't know where I go from here. Something like that.
Well,
and that's got to be stressful for an artist. Success is incredibly awesome, but then like, what do you do?
I feel nerves for Chapel, Sabrina Carpenter, and Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
Because they are really, they are this Mount Rushmore of summer bops. And I'm like, I'm already nervous for their follow-ups. Now, granted, Charlie XCX has been out for like 10 years. She was doing boom clap. Right. She was fancy with Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
Like, she's been putting in the work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is why I was like, is this just her first real pop-off album? Or is it just the first one I'm really... Because I know boom clap. You know
she
what I'm
did, the Iconopop. I love it.
I love it. She did the thing with Troy, but I feel like all her big hits, most of them have been like collabs.
Yeah, that makes sense. So this is her first, like, I'm on my own and this is my music. Yeah, it says she started posting her songs on MySpace in 2008.
Wow,
and it
top friend.
Yeah, led her to be discovered by a promoter who invited her to perform at warehouse raves.
I mean, she's great. I feel like whatever marketing people she got for this album, it was a perfect synergy of, I think she's always been into like late 90s, early 2000s kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because she had that song like 1999 with Troy and some other stuff. And so I think it perfectly aligned with Gen X.
Yeah.
Or Gen Z. Gen Z being like, I really am nostalgic for that too. Yeah. Because I wasn't alive during it.
Yeah. I think she is paving the way for like, look, 90s are cool.
But we've always been brat. Look, we've got lime green logo on your shirt right now.
I've always been a brat.
We've always been brat.
It's not a brat. It's brat.
Brat. We're brat.
Brat is like a noun and a verb.
Yeah. I think you'd be like,
what is brat?
No, it's an adjective. I'm having
a brat summer.
Yeah.
Brat. Brat is a diet. I forgot that is like what I ate most of my chemo.
Bread, rice,
applesauce, and what the hell?
Tuna?
What the hell was tea? God, I don't remember what tea is, but it's helping you when your gastrointestines are bad. Toast.
I mean, honestly, I'm sorry. I've said this 900 times, but this might be a record for how old we sound.
I mean,
I've done a brat diet for my gastrointestinal. I'm having a Brat Summer.
The gastrointestinal industry should be getting on this. Oscar Mayer should be getting on this. Del Brat should be getting on this.
Honestly, DeBrat should be doing a rap verse on one of her songs.
100%.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Bring DeBrat back. Honestly, don't know what Brat is up to. I hope she's having Brat Summer. I'm so mad at myself because Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes and Ciara were in Los Angeles, and guess what? I was just too tired.
Yeah.
I was too tired to go, let's get an Uber to the crypto arena to find the seats, to buy $30 beers.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing how good it was.
I know. I saw Sarah Whittle went in Texas, in Austin, I think, and it looked pretty great on her story.
Oh, quick plug.
Yeah.
It's the Out of This World tour. You and I are doing a live stream on our Patreon this weekend that is Out of This World themed. And I got a stuff to wear and I emailed it to Grace. I texted Grace.
She sent a carrier pigeon.
I faxed it. I texted Grace yesterday our outfits and I said, we're having a Brat Alien Summer.
Brat Alien Summer, pile it on. How many things can we add? This was also, we decided this right after Trump got shot. We were like, let's do a space theme so we can get the fuck out of here on our Patreon. And now Kamala's the new nominee and she's Brat.
She is Brat.
According to Charlie herself.
Thank you for bringing it back.
Because I'm looking, I said, what is Brat? And it's Kamala HQ is coming up everywhere.
Well, I'm sorry, but being a nominee and deciding to hire Gen Z to run your social.
Yeah.
When I think they've said like I could honestly be getting this so wrong, but I think like since the last election, like 40 million people of Gen Z have like become voting age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like, obviously that's who you want to target. I'm sorry. If you're 65 years old, you probably know who you're voting for.
Yeah.
No matter, it's either blue or red. And like, you know it. That's what you've been voting. I don't count on the change the vote. And maybe that's, sorry, not optimistic.
Yeah.
But it's all about getting the fresh vote.
Yeah.
And so her doing that, brilliant.
Smart.
I don't
smart.
think Kamala went, hire the Gen Z. I think someone on her team was smart enough to do it.
Yeah. Also, you want to hear something wild?
Grace, I've never not wanted to hear something wild.
So thank you to the few devout listeners that DM'd me that, do you remember the Asparamancer?
Yes. I mean,
The woman-
I feel like you can't let her go.
A woman who predicts the future by throwing asparagus.
Wait, she's got a presidential
She said,
premonition?
we said this on a podcast the last time we talked about her, that this year, this fortune teller said that she foresees the U.S. electing the first woman president, denying both Joe Biden and Donald Trump a second run in the White House.
The Asparamancer called this? I have chills.
I know.
I have chills.
Thank you to those of you that remembered that and DM'd me, because I woke up this morning, I shot out of bed. And
you were an asparagus.
I went to my fridge. I threw my whatever was green on the floor.
Oh my God.
I went back through my notes and I found that, the Asparamancer, she's done it again. Who knows? I don't want to, get too excited, but yeah.
Here's what I need. Here's a little homework for you. Mm-hmm. Tell us what episode and the time code, because I would like to hear that clip.
Yeah, I have no idea, but those of you that do know, leave it in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube so people can go back and reference it.
I can already hear myself being like, that lady who throws vegetables that makes your piss stink doesn't know shit.
I know, both of us shitting on her, and then it's like, wow, this incredibly specific thing is starting to happen.
Asparagus. Also, did you see Tyler retweeted some astrologist gal who predicted the day that Biden would drop out
really?
And everything weeks in advance. The day.
There's a lot of astrology going on now. I was listening
Popping off.
to
tell us what's up. Also, soon enough, we will have a little theme song that we hit on this board where it's like, Grace, tell us what's happening with the planets. And it'll be like, Grace and the planets, let's go. Oh, that's all. But that's all we got so far, which is less soothing. We're going to come up with some theme songs.
I have not listened to the Channy app for this week of what's going on, so I don't know. But when I was driving back from Palm Springs, I was listening to it, and she pre-records all of these weekly astrology readings.
That's
so
a flex.
Months in advance. Yeah, because and it was all about how communication is going to become this insane, almost volatile sort of thing that's going to flare up wildly in culture.
I told you I had terrible communication issues this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know what's going on this week. I'm behind, so I haven't looked into it. But in the future, I will bring astrology updates to you as I see fit.
I love it.
Along with the Asparamancer who now I feel like
now she's in.
We got to check in with her and be like, what else? Throw those stocks. Show us what else is going on.
What's going to go on in the stock market?
Yeah.
Also, just side note. Communication issues, not with Chip. Everyone relax.
Yeah.
We're still engaged. Everything is fantastic. We went to a
Everything's
wedding
beautiful.
this past weekend. Oh,
yeah.
Talk about issues.
Okay.
This was the worst weekend to fly of all time.
Oh, yeah. Wait. So did you guys get caught up in the, what was it, the Microsoft?
So it's so crazy when you think that, technology is beyond you and you're like, planes can fly themselves.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, you're telling me one like Microsoft thing crashed and no one can fly?
Yeah.
Like we're all operating on the same system. Like I feel like
fragile. Everything becomes very fragile.
yes, it felt very IT crowd of like, have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Yeah.
But so there was that wild, some server crash, and I guess like most of the airlines use this system, which is so funny because Southwest tweeted like, don't make fun of us now. We're like, we have 0 delays,
Well, yeah, the Southwest is like the Asparamancer,
Yeah.
just being like, you doubted us.
Right. They're like, sure, we use an abacus.
Sure, we make
figure out
you guys
the flight route.
have to collectively decide how to enter the plane.
We're a democracy. But so anyway, getting there, we were fine, all good to go.
Yeah.
Chip and I met. I mean, we were like each an hour or two delayed, but we got in because of weather. But then on the way out, so we were both flying out. He was going back to work. I was going back to LA. So I got to the airport early because his flight was a couple hours earlier than me. So we get there at like 3:30, let's say. My flight's supposed to be 5:30. I didn't leave till 10:30. But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Two kickers. One, I'm just happy I got out.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it was mayhem. Like there was someone in front of me in line that was like, I've basically been here 3 days.
What?
Like just coming to the airport, trying to get on a flight, it being canceled or me not getting on standby and then me going back to the hotel at the end of the day. Like the line to get to the person to help you change your flight was no shit, like 200 people.
That energy of that many frustrated people in one consolidated space gets like squirrely.
It gets a little squirrely. So I got there and was immediately delayed by like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the Delta Lounge.
Hell yeah.
I got my little beansers. I know I'm going to go have a couple drinks. I'm going to relax. and they also have like a desk in there. So if my shit got canceled, it's a line of 20, not 200.
Yeah. That's
you know what
nice.
I mean? So the line to get into the lounge was 45 minutes.
Damn.
And you know what? Like they had a very nice man. I think his name was Reginald. I can't remember. An older man who would let you in, but he like walked the line and he was doing the whole thing of like, everybody remain patient. And he was like so sweet, but
That's
like
great.
after 45 minutes, I was like, shut the fuck up, Reginald. Like I do not need this pep talk. Yeah. I don't need to talk about being nice. I heard about his ROTC days.
Wow.
Like
Reginald.
So I finally got in there. I'm like, phew, like got a seat. I can plug in my phone.
Yeah.
All that jazz. I'm like, let me get a little bite to eat. You know how they always have the tomato bisque?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is bad for your...
Bad for my bowels, but it is delicious. Nothing counts in an airport.
Nothing counts. So I get a huge thing of tomato bisque and like to-go bowl. We got tortilla strips on top. I did tortilla strips, croutons, and fried onions.
Damn.
I said, this is more of just me putting soup on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, this is like, just get a piece of bread.
This is hay. This is hay. So I get it. I'm so excited. I dropped the entire bowl of soup down my left leg.
No, not the tomato bisque down your left leg.
An entire tomato bisque down spandex pants when I'm about to be stuck in an airport for an hour. And when I mean the whole bowl, I mean like it looked it. So I go, no. And like, it was one of those sad moments.
Did you get burned?
It hurt a little.
Yeah.
It hurt a little. I mean, they were spandex pants, but like when you're just wiping and it's so garlicky.
God. And
all over my shoes, and they were white New Balances. I threw them away.
Shit. Yeah. What do you do?
What do you do?
Did anyone help you?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a lounge employee. Oh, no other flyers. They literally walked around the perimeter to get to the hummus and waterlogged carrot sticks.
So it's like that situation is one, tragic for you, and then double tragic because now you're in like the way that Southwest boards, you're in a cultural situation in which people get to decide how they're going to react to you.
Yes. And if I saw that happen in the lounge, I'd be like, their flight is delayed and they're drunk. You know what I mean? And so I was just
I would do the edge of my seat as if I'm going to help maybe.
Yeah, like,
and then
does she need
see
us?
someone else and be like, well, they got it. Okay.
You would move, the amount you would move would just be a butt clench.
A little bit. But it would be that or I'm pretending I didn't see that because I'm busy doing this other thing.
It was hard not to see it. Everyone ignored me. A very sweet employee came up and was like, no, I'm just making sure you're okay. She was like, I'll clean it up. I cleaned up half of it before she went and got the mop, and I was just like, ugh, one of them days, like attempting to make eye contact with the businessmen being like,
am I right?
This Microsoft thing really it had anything to do with me wearing tomato bisque. But so I got it, but then I just reeked of cream and garlic for the next 4 hours.
And then you went and sat in a tiny tube with a bunch of other people.
And then Beans is on my lap, so she's just like
she's just eating your leg.
She's just like going crazy, being like, what are these scents that I'm not allowed to eat? Okay, one more thing I'll rant about, and then it's only positive vibes.
Yeah, go
from
for
here
it.
out.
It's okay.
You know what's really annoying, and I know they mean well.
Okay.
Is when I have Beans in the airport and she's got a little shiver me timbers.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm holding her. She's wrapped in the softest blanket.
Yeah.
I am feeding her treats. She's the most well cared for dog of all time.
She's almost a baby.
Yeah, but she's not because she's 15.
Yeah.
So she's older. She's going to shake. She's a Chihuahua. They naturally shake. She's in a lot of stimuli. She's going to shake. What bothers me is the amount of times people come up to you and instead of just being like, oh, sweetheart, whatever, they go, oh, she's so scared. And I'm like, how do you want me to respond to that? Like it's so
Like you're
passive aggressive.
Like you're doing a bad job.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Probably 5 people on Sunday go, and I'm waiting for her. She's so cute. She's so scared. And I'm like, are you calling Animal Protective Services? I'm holding her in a blanket.
Yeah.
Like couldn't be more. I'm sorry. This is just
as if you haven't noticed it.
This is like the public service announcement of like, don't touch a pregnant woman's belly without asking.
Yeah.
Don't come up and tell me my tiny dog is scared. You don't fucking know her. You don't know her personality. Like, I just can't imagine going up to someone and being like, oh, your dog is scared.
Yeah. Your child.
Fuck off.
Your child is not being taken care of well.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. And then they just stare at you.
Yeah.
While you're waiting for your bags to come through security.
They might be, honestly, they might be projecting. Maybe they're scared in that moment. They look at Beans. They put it all on Beans.
Analyze this, Grace, because
it's a nervous place to be in an airport with not a sound computer system.
Yes.
Everyone's a little scared.
Well, I try to be nice. I smile. I go, no, she's just old. She shakes a lot. She's fine. Or I'll be like, oh, she does. She flies more than most humans, whatever. By the 4th one, I went, no, she's not.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I've got bisque to wear. Okay?
Yeah, I'm covered in tomato bisque.
I'm a flight bisque.
Can you leave me the fuck alone?
I just needed to say it because I was like,
PSA. People don't know what to do when something is different than what they think it normally should be.
Yes.
Like a dog shaking, it seems like, oh, something's wrong. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to say what I see. And it's that she seems scared.
Well, I was just like,
so do you.
It just feels like that in Anchorman when he's just like, I love lamp.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to say everything you think.
Well, there you go. Now,
Even
everyone
brats.
will keep it to themselves.
Even brats.
Even brats.
Summer just has this effect where I like to take care of myself a little more. I eat a little lighter. I exercise a bit more. I get a organic spray tan instead of being in the actual sunlight. But no matter where I'm going, whether I'm hiking or I'm flying or I'm off to the pool, I'm bringing my microbiome with me. That's 38 trillion bacteria that live in and on you, especially in your gut, and they're essential to whole body health. Well, you're gonna need a little help with those tiny guys. Luckily, Seed's DS1 Daily Symbiotic benefits your gut, your skin, and your heart health in just 2 capsules a day. Easy breezy. You guys, I am terrible at remembering to take pills in general, and just 2 a day to make me feel as good as I feel, especially TMI, in my regularness, in my gutness, okay? It's making all the things down there move and groove how I want them to. And if I forget to skip them a few days, which I did recently on a trip, I can tell the difference, okay? I want my seed. I need my seed. It's backed by science, you guys. There's been clinical trials, breakthrough research published in top scientific journals. Seed's probiotic research and development make DS1 a product you know that you can trust. I don't want synthetic things going into my body. I want all natural, researched, symbiotic seed. Probiotics and prebiotics work best when used consistently, like any other routine health habit. So, baby, there's a Seed subscription service that easily builds DS1 into your routine. Give it a shot. I guarantee you are going to feel a difference, and it's only for the better. Support your gut this summer with Seed's DS1 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/weird and use code 25TMGW to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS1 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/weird. Code 25TMGW. Oh man, how was your week?
Great. Honestly, great week. And
I love that.
capped it off with an excellent weekend.
Oh, wait. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to hear.
Dude, we went to the OC Fair this weekend.
Which I've almost surprised you by taking you. So
I've never been, and it was opening weekend.
Yeah, it was the big one.
Elliot had seen that it was happening, and we were like, let's go, because we're trying to he's working on his PhD, so we're trying to have fun when we can and balance everything. And I was like, is the table settings competition happening?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, a couple years ago, there was a documentary called Set that I believe is still available. And if you haven't watched it, you should.
I watched it with my mom 2 months ago.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It chronicles the world of competitive tablescaping that specifically happens at the Orange County Fair.
Which we have said, well, here's the thing. We have said when we watched it, we were like, we have to sign up.
Right.
If the OC Fair is happening now, we need to know the dates that the applications start for next year. Because I bet it's the next day.
That's what I have to look into. Because honestly, we went to the fair. I haven't been to a fair I've been to Disney.
Well, we went for the world's ugliest dog contest, but they're dead to us.
And that was the only context I had for a fair.
Yeah.
This fair is huge.
Oh, this is they just dropped Six Flags in the middle of a field.
It truly, it was so big. We probably walked 10,000 steps all day. It was so massive. We were only there for 4 hours, but by that 4th hour, I was like, I've hit my wall. I am a tired child that has been in the sun and needs to go home now.
Well, it's also there's between the snacks and the lights and the rides and the games, it's like you're in a pinball machine.
Truly. It was.
You're exhausted.
And Elliot and I are ravenous children when we go. So
what all did you eat?
Well, this place is trying to blow your asshole out. So there's an entire stand called Biggie's or something that puts Flamin' Hot Cheetos on everything. So they have Flamin' Hot Cheetos pickles. They have Flamin' Hot Cheetos cheeseburger. And then they have a Captain Crunch chicken sandwich.
That sounds great.
With honey raspberry glaze.
Take out the raspberry.
And Captain Crunch cereal literally on chicken on a sandwich. We didn't get that. We played it safe. I got onion rings and we got a corn dog. And they looked like they were made for giants. We looked like the tiniest people in the world.
You get a corn dog at a fair, you look like you suck dick.
Yeah, it's corn dogs.
You got to hold it this far away. It's like one of those long mics from Old Price is Right.
And these are big boys. These are Brat Summers.
Oh my God.
And those things are scary. Eat them with caution because they'll poke you. Watch that stick that's in there.
Well, that's the thing. The stick goes up so high. When they make them that big, then you're just then you're just trying to get dogs.
And also fairs, not cheap. I remember them being cheaper.
That's a carnival.
Yeah. I grew up going to carnivals. This shit was expensive immediately.
Oh yeah, like you leave a ride and you're like, so we could have gone to Universal.
And you have to pay for ticket. You pay an entrance fee. It's only $15 to walk in, which is great.
Okay.
And there's plenty of stuff to see. So you don't really
Livestock.
need to buy livestock. Elliot got so excited.
Really?
Vegetable competitions. So
I
like
do love
the biggest
gourd.
there were big ass zucchinis everywhere.
Oh, I love it.
There was a container plants competition. So like
does that mean?
these unique containers of like fairy gardens with succulents and stuff, and people designing all different types. And it was so sweet, so endearing. We saw that like first thing and I started like squealing. So I was like, this is so endearing.
Yes, we've gotten to the part of our life where we want to see the livestock and the veggies.
Yeah.
You can keep
Whatever
you
the
can
brats,
keep the ride.
Yeah, well, we did go on some rides, but it costs extra to get tickets to go on rides, which was like expensive. And then we finally made it to the indoor facility where the table setting was. And I walked in, audibly gasped. There were so many tables. I felt starstruck. Like I felt like I was seeing these celebrities that I had only heard about on TV.
Were you worried you were going to run into some of the actual tablescape artists?
I couldn't. Well, I didn't.
I recently saw it again. That's why.
I know. I was like, damn, I should have watched this again. And afterwards, I was trying to look up the names of who was in it to see if I remembered any of the place cards. But the whole time, because there's so many people walking around, you can just walk through and look at all the tables. The tables also have like a placard with the judge's notes on it of what they did wrong or what they took off points for. And it's crazy.
Well, I remember in the documentary, they were using the same word so much that they like literally brought a thesaurus. A thesaurus.
Yeah, you can see the point system of how everyone scores. Like it's fully out there.
Did you agree with the judging?
No, some, and some not, because there's round tables and there's square tables. There was Twisted Wonderland was a theme. So people were doing, this guy won who did like a Albert Einstein type of like Twilight Zone looking theme. And it was very impressive. It had a thing that spun and moved on it. So it was like, whoa, tech.
Yeah.
High tech. But it didn't, even they said in their notes, it wasn't twisted enough, even though he won first place. There was a Beauty and the Beast. You would have hated this because there was like dead mice on this table.
Wait, is it the woman who uses the actual freeze-dried mice?
I don't think so. So that's what I had to find, because there was, it might be. Now I have to go back and look that up.
She loves putting dead stuff on there.
So there was one that was Beauty and the Beast theme, but it was like things were torched and like it was in a fire and like there was
That's that woman.
But then there was this other category called Paint the Town Red. That was the category. So pretty broad, vague. Yeah. So everyone's doing all these like sweetheart tables with all this like red satin and like, ooh, this like luxe, like Vegas type of thing. Like lots of red romantic kind of vibes. And then someone did a Evening with Hannibal Lecter table with blood.
That's that woman.
Right? And so also, and I think I might have seen her. I'm not totally sure because I was obsessed with this table. It didn't win a single award.
She never does.
And they said this might have done better in a different category. But the message was clear, was like what the notes said. And I have a reel that I'm going to post that you could see these in it.
Oh, hell yes.
It's probably up already. Like I came back to like take video of that table and to tell Elliot about it. And as I was doing it, this woman was just like standing next to it and a guy took her photo and then they both left and that was it. They like walked over. That's what I mean. I was like, holy shit, was that her?
Okay, we have to enter this competition.
I will go again with you to go see these tables.
Okay, we might have to.
Because honestly, I was telling Elliot about it.
And I kind of want a corn dog.
They're so good. I was hyping him up about it. And even he walked through and he was like, that was amazing. Honestly, I thought this was going to be like, oh, Grace wants to go see this little thing that she likes. And it might not be as exciting as she thinks it is. But honestly, that's like soul making.
Okay, we might have to go. I'm going to give you my avails after we wrap up here. I want to see the tables. I want to see massive vegetables. And I want to get, if they have any vegetarian corn dog, and then we'll leave.
I know.
I don't need a single ride.
Do a lap, walk around. And the unfortunate thing is that they were also showcasing the quilt collection like behind all the tables. So it's a little bit like this environment where
And
it's
also,
like I can't focus on the tables. There's a big quilt hanging behind it, and they're two separate
quilts
things.
Take so much work.
The quilts were beautiful.
I'm sure quilts.
So for both of them, it was doing a disservice of like distracting like from both.
Totally.
things.
I'm sure the quilt people were like, for real?
Yeah.
We have spent the entire calendar year. These people set a table
Gorgeous.
and went to Michael's.
There's also like people enter their collections of things. So like collections of Monopoly games, collections of like unique high-heeled shoes, and they're all on display. And it's very like, again, it was so endearing because none of it is a joke. It's like people's serious art that doesn't like
niche passion.
It's so beautiful. I was just like, this is so like enriching to see that people like put their heart and soul into this like very niche thing that brings them joy and brought me so much joy seeing it. I thought it was great.
What was the biggest vegetable you saw?
There was a big ass pumpkin, but not as big as I thought for pumpkins.
Okay.
I really expected the pumpkins to be a little bigger. There was some big ass root vegetable that was like maybe a turnip sitting there by itself.
Oh, all right.
The zucchinis had a lot of competition.
This is what I want. I'm already like, I need the Instagram carousel to be me by each vegetable.
Zucchinis were like this big. Some of them. They were great. But honestly, I thought there'd be some bigger vegetables.
Really?
I was a little underwhelmed by the vegetables.
What was the weather this year? You know?
There's also like a sweets competition, and they have all of the people's like beautiful handmade like chocolates on display in this display
How do they not
case.
melt?
I have no idea. I don't know if they're like freeze dried in some way or coated with something to like keep them on display, but you can see like people's homemade like gummy bears and like chocolatier like treats.
You don't have to sell me anymore. I am there.
There was a guy making he was playing like Bob Dylan, and he had a booth to himself, and he just cuts the most ornate, beautiful flowers out of vegetables. And I walked by and I was like taking video, and he's like, I got something for you. And I walked over, and then he made this like whole like flower for me and then put it in my hair. And I was like,
do you have pictures of this?
Yeah, it's
okay.
And then I walked away, and I loved it because he just plays music really loud. So it's like no small talk with him. I was just like watching him work. And then we like
my ideal day. No human interactions.
And then there's like, we walk by, there's a group of middle-aged women doing like a dance recital in the amphitheater, but they were all doing like an Indian routine that seemed a little bit like appropriation.
Like
but
a Bollywood?
A little, yeah. But it was like all of these could be our moms like on
here's
stage
what I'm gonna do.
in full saris. And it was like beautiful, but also like, is this okay?
The OC fair is a big enough fair to where they get like acts.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if there's a clogging competition. Like I'm going to go deep dive to see about maybe going next week.
Yeah. I mean, it is so fun. We, like I said, went on a Sunday, came back. It was great for a few hours. And
we're going on like a Thursday at 8 a.m.
Yeah, we should definitely go on a weekday, especially because it's only going to get dirtier.
Yeah.
You know, like
the fair only gets nastier. The zucchini only rots a little more.
Also, dude, fairs have not aged since the 90s. It was like Rob Thomas being like, "Tell me a hot Maggie" on every ride.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, they have not updated the music tracks. Like, I do want the playlist of what I wish that they had that available.
Do you call that millennial dad rock? There's some like new phrase for that type of like Creed and Nickelback. And
it was
all
the hits that I remember walking around in high school at a carnival being like, this music's fun.
Yeah, you're like, what's the one that goes really fast? And then sometimes it goes, it's
backwards.
like the Blizzard or something like that.
That's the one.
Well, we talked about this before. I've ridden that and been like hanging on for dear life. You know, like when you go with a boy and you're like, I don't want to put my full body weight on him.
Yeah,
it's
Elliot
the first date.
Really tried to convince me to go on the Gravitron with him. And I was like almost going to do it because there's only like 2 people on it every time we saw it. And it looked
so scary.
fucking chaotic.
Well, it's keeping with the Brat Summer, Out of This World, Kamala, all that jazz. Did I tell you my drama in this house?
No, what?
I thought I had a mouse.
Oh.
Have I told you this?
I don't remember.
Girl, it's been a saga.
Okay.
So I found a couple mouse droppings.
Oh, maybe you did tell me this.
Near my closet.
Yeah.
So I naturally didn't retrieve any clothes.
Yeah.
For days.
Yeah, of course not. You're like, I'll wear toilet paper.
Right. I was like, absolutely, I'm a nudist. So I saw that and I was like, this was like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, immediately called an exterminator.
Yeah.
And was like, I need you. right now,
Yeah.
like freaking out. They're like, we can get to you in 2 days. So I was like, huh.
Nice.
Okay. Now, granted, I have like dog food that'll be like in my bedroom.
Yeah, for beans.
And sometimes
For you.
yeah, look, you don't know.
Sometimes.
That's my brat diet. But sometimes we leave the door open for like Beans and Larry to like come in and sunbathe and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder if a mouse was like, let me go get some of that. And then just kind of like scurried in, and he's been like coming out to eat. You know, I had like all theories.
Yeah.
But all I know is I was terrified.
Yeah.
So I straight up lived in like the front part of my house and closed the door for 48 hours. Like I didn't shower because I only had the half bath.
Yeah.
Like I was just like
Soaking in the sink in the
like
kitchen.
playing everything at full volume in case I hear a mouse. So then the guy comes last Thursday when I'm going out of town the next day, and he looks around and he's like, he was like, I don't think anything's here. He's like, I don't see a point of entry. I'm sure. I think something probably came through the door and then it left once. I was like, cause I stopped putting food down, you know, the last 2 days. He was like, yeah, there's no more droppings. Like there's no sign. And I was like, phew, of course. He was like, but I'm going to leave a couple traps.
Okay.
You know? And so I was like, okay. And so then I was like, all right, well then I'm sleeping in the front part of the house.
Yeah.
And then I came back Sunday night and he was like, well, the earliest we can do is Monday morning. So I had him Monday at 8 a.m. Granted, I thought I was landing at 8 p.m. So I got in at like almost 2 a.m. and then had Orkin here at 8 a.m.
Yep.
And he literally came in and he was so nice in his little like button up shirt, looking all professional. I was in pajamas, no bra, with glasses.
Yeah. Nice.
And I was just like, I haven't gone back there. I'm too scared. Like this guy thinks I'm a psycho. I was just saying how scared I was.
Yeah.
No sign of him.
Okay.
So I think we're in the clear. But Grace, 2 things. One, I kept singing There's a Mouse in This House to the tune of There's Some Holes in This House for a week. 2, actually 3 things. 2, I know I'm having growth because the fact that I even stayed in my house while thinking there was a mouse
honestly
was a massive improvement for my mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you had Ratatouille sitting over there and you were okay.
It was a mouse, not a rat. But 3, I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it was drama and I was really scared.
Do you still have traps set up?
He left one. He was like, there's nothing here. They were like,
so what were the droppings then?
so I think something came in, ate some food, hung out for like a day or so.
Took a shit and left.
And then was like, there's no good. They're like, this is dog food for kidney failure.
What?
I don't want this.
I'm going to take a dump and get out of here.
Fuck out of here. Peace out. But I was really scared for a few days here. And I just want to give myself some props. I was a warrior.
You really were. Wow. Incredible.
I took care of it.
Really? Honestly, you did what you had to do.
But also another thing he did is he was like, you know what I'm going to do? Because of course I immediately got suckered into signing up for the monthly service.
Yeah.
Found two mouse turds and I was like, yeah, I'll spend $100 a month.
Yep. Yeah. Come back and case the joint for me. Yeah.
Right? But so he took this spray and he sprays the outside of your house.
Yeah.
And the fence and was like, this is a scent that rodents really hate.
Yeah. We get it monthly.
Okay. I'm doing a monthly now too. Yeah. But I was like, why can't I just be wearing this like perfume?
I know. Do they sell this over the counter?
I will bathe in this. Those shower heads that are always sent like advertised to me on TikTok. Fill them up.
100%. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. We've had an Orkin guy come since we moved into the place we're in now, monthly. And yeah, they walk around and they spray stuff and then they leave every month.
It's one of those professions where it's like, I'm not going to question you.
No.
You could literally be spraying my house with water.
Look how professionally they're dressed.
They
you
do.
Know?
He had a crisp white button
They
up.
make them all wear those crisp white button-ups in the hottest heat.
And you know, if you had a friend working for Orkin, you'd call him Dorkin.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
There it is.
But anyway, shout out to Isaiah from Orkin.
Thank you for your service.
Because he truly dealt with an unhinged woman.
I bet.
Being like, no. If you said it, I have to leave. And like, I hadn't packed yet to go to this wedding.
Yeah.
So I literally said, can you give me 15 minutes to pack so I can have everything out of this back part of my house? Because I'm not coming back here once there's a trap set. And he was like, sure. So anyway,
Amazing.
Also, speaking of that, I don't really have any stories to tell from the wedding, but I just had a really, really great time. And so I just want to shout out my soon-to-be brother-in-law and sister-in-law.
Amazing.
Tiernan and Lexi on their nuptials.
Congratulations.
It was very fun.
Love.
It was very fun.
That's so great.
I got a little too stoned.
That's a great thing to do at a wedding.
Well, I normally get a little too drunk, but I was like, I'll hit that. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
forgot we were in Georgia. Yeah. We were smoking a joint on like the front porch of this like farm. A cop comes over and is like, are you guys smoking marijuana? Literally, Chip just goes, no, those two people that were just on the porch swing were, but they went back inside.
Amazing. Autopilot response.
Autopilot blamed it on a different family member.
He's a keeper. He is a protector and a provider.
Tiernan's groomsmen, who are all, they're like 24, 25, were all like, that was amazing.
Incredible. Truly. That is very impressive.
Anyway.
Last thing, we announced last week that we have some international shows happening in Dublin and London, and tickets are selling so fast.
Yeah, you guys, if you are listening and you want to go to either of those shows, I think there's like 20 tickets left in London.
Yeah.
There's some about half sold in Dublin.
Yeah,
but
get on it.
Scoop them up.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm so excited. Well, so excited.
You were nervous. We offline talked about tour.
I was like, we haven't sold tickets for anything in years. Is anyone going to buy it? Is anyone going to show up? I don't know. And I just don't know anything anymore.
In the first 24 hours, I was like, Grace, we're half sold out for London.
I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. So thank you guys. We're so excited. We see everyone that's buying these tickets. We're working to see if there's an opportunity to get more shows out there, but it might be really difficult. So we're trying to see what can happen, but we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, but we are pumped. And like we said, I think we talked about this last week. Last time we did a show in London and Dublin, it was right after Trump got elected. So, sign up to vote.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm in the Kamala Lamanon.
Yeah, white women need to fucking vote.
They need to vote
for Kamala.
I really want to go to London and Dublin in a great mood.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. That would be Brat.
It sucks that the people we're advertising the shows to can't vote.
I know.
We'd be like, we're not coming. We're not adding another show unless you sign up to vote. Send me your voter registration. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, and let us know. We'll see how this camera stuff works out, guys. Yeah. A work in progress.
If you hate it, say it in a nicer way.
Yeah, constructive criticism is helpful, especially when it's gentle.
Except if you're telling me my dog is scared.
Yeah, there you go.
And then fuck right off. Sorry. This got weird.
Yeah.